check out this pad. I think this is going to be one of the funnest arborist videos I've ever made. Okay, so here's the situation. This ADU, little apartment, was built around this oak tree. And it's the most amazing tree house I think I've ever seen. And you can see that this tree just goes in and out of this house all over the place. Look at that. Look how the tree's growing around the top of that post even. It's just crazy. It's still alive, but the tree is stressed. It's not looking good. Let me show you the inside. I've gotten permission to go inside here to check it out. You can see where they've had to cut off a lot of branches. Look at this. Oh my gosh. This tree just comes out of the floor right there and through the walls. And look at this cool mahogany tabletop blended in with this branch. Here we go. That's a little better light so you can see what's going on here. If you look up close, bark is not healthy. That's all ready to come off of there. And I'm sure there's a whole lot of beetles underneath that bark. This one is alive, and you can tell it's alive if you look out the window right here. This branch goes up and out right above me right here, about 40 feet. Still green. So the tree's alive and they want to keep it that way. So look at this stairwell. That's the one you saw coming out through the wall from outside. Let's walk upstairs, take a look without hitting my head on this tree. It's so cool. Little table on top. And a really cute little apartment. The floor, he said, is lifting. The toilet is no longer level, but it's because the tree's growing. So here you can see it coming through the wall. Looks like they put a bunch of tar for some reason on the top of that, but you can see that tree still growing out there. But overall, it's a bit stressed, and I'm going to show you down below. Okay, we're going to go downstairs underneath this apartment, see what's going on underneath. Oh, there is the trunk of the tree, and you can see this arborist tag from somebody who inventoried it, number 28. But here's the problem. Look at all the beetle attack on this tree. This thing's got all kinds of new wounds, old wounds. This tree is fighting for its life. Look at this, is just really bad. Serious infections all over, all the way around this tree trunk. And this tree's been pushing on the beams and structural parts of the building for a really long time. Look at how that one is. A little slime flux coming out of that old cut. So the tree's probably hollow down in there for quite a ways. Who knows how deep that cavity goes? It could go pretty far. So here we got pressure too on the foundation. This big old footing. So more and more beetle activity. So what we're going to do is inject this guy with insecticide and see if we can preserve the life of this tree and get it back in good shape. So I'm going to set up for that and show you guys how to do a tree injection. All right, first thing we're going to do is get a diameter on this oak tree. All right, diameter is roughly 40 inches. Phew. Okay, this is the Arbor Jet setup. It's your carrying bag. toolbox, compressed air cylinder. We got a nice full cylinder. I just filled it up at a dive shop the other day. We got our triage pesticide measuring device and our tube here for the insecticide, and then our injection gun. There we go, the Arbor Jet quick jet air tool. So this connects to my compressed air, and boom boom. All right, so we've got a 40-inch diameter tree, and now, see, I should probably put my rubber gloves on here pretty quick. There's a chart in here that tells you how much product you need. So here we have the tree diameter in inches. We've got a 40-inch tree, which is big. So we're going to need a minimum, if we use the medium dosage, we need a minimum of 240 milliliters for this tree. So let's shoot for that. Hopefully I have enough in my bottle. Otherwise I got to go buy some more. Okay, so again, we're using triage insecticide for 2-year control. And this should do a good job of killing all the beetles in that tree. All right, time to get the safety gear on. $250 milliliters is going to be this full tube pretty much. So let's fill her up. All right, enough left for another tree. Sweet. By the way, this stuff is super expensive, so you don't want to spill it or misuse it. Okay, we have a beaker there. Now we're going to fill up our pressurized cylinder tube here. Got this handy little funnel to help us out. Easy peasy. Hopefully that was clean. I didn't really check it to see if it was very clean. All right, now we're gonna have to rinse these out later. Clean up good. Make sure this is all tight. All right, good to go. Now, I need to hook up a couple of things. I had to reinstall this little guy here because I broke the brass tip of that off. So I got that fixed. Fortunately, I bought some online parts. Now, this is my quick coupler for the air to the gun. And you just clip that guy on there like so, and we're good to go. So when I get down there, I'll just open up the air pressure on the top of here, and here's the on off. That's your trigger basically. So you just got to make sure these are all cleaned out beforehand, which I did the other night. There's a special solvent in here to clean it out with, so this comes with it. Clean Jet, also WD-40 helps to clean some of the parts. Now inside this little box, I've got some of my spare parts in here, but also these injection tips. So I got my injection tips there, and my little tree plugs are here. So we're going to use this larger size pack of plugs. These are 5/8 inch plugs, and we're going to put those, we're going to drill 2 inches deep into the xylem, and we'll set these plug inserts in there and inject them with this device. So this guy goes on here. It's a little pressure fitting. You just push it straight in, and you push down on that guy to release it. It comes right out. So it's pretty simple. Just don't break that. All right, so now it's time to go drill our holes. Fun. So we have one problem here today, y'all. Is this is supposed to be done on a warm, sunny day, and that's kind of a problem. I'm in Pismo Beach, California right now, and there is an ocean fog layer that has come in, but as you can see in the distance, I got blue sky. So I'm hoping to time this right so the sun hits the top of this tree. And the reason being is that the sap flow is not moving when it's cold or damp or overcast. So we need that sap to flow. So I'm hoping and praying that sun's going to come out by the time we're ready to inject, and the tree will start transpiring, sucking up moisture from the ground, moving some moisture through the vascular tissue of this tree, and then it'll take the poison up nicely into the entire canopy. All right. I almost forgot, we've got to dilute this baby. We're gonna put a lot of water in here. Okay, so we got our drill bit, 5/8 inch wood bit, and we're gonna start putting our plugs in. What's crazy is you can actually hear the tree hissing, like it's trying to suck up nutrients. So the height needs to be about 12 to 24 inches above grade level. You can see I'm getting through the bark and into the xylem a little bit there. So I'm going a good 2+ inches. This bark's really thick, so I'm going a little extra deep. And every 8 inches around the tree. Ooh, that was all decay right there. There we go, live tissue. Okay, so we're going to insert our little arbor plugs now. And we make sure those are nice and tied up against the sapwood. Okay, I got those started. Now we're going to have to hammer them in a ways. So this is a little embarrassing. I forgot my hammer. So I'm using a big pair of pliers to hammer these guys in. Actually works pretty well. Let me show you close up. Okay, see the plug is right there. There's a little insertion tool that fits over that little circular part. And we just bang that guy in beyond flush with the bark into the xylem there. So our needle can still reach that. So I got these all in, and I'm just going to keep going around the tree. Well, I just noticed something interesting that I didn't see before. Check this out. There's this old cavity here on the back side. And if you look inside there, see how it's all black and charred? And yeah, this guy has an old fire scar. And what happens with these old oaks is when a fire comes through, this was probably 100 years ago, 50 years ago, whatever it was. When a fire comes through, the heartwood of the tree is much more dry than the sapwood. So the heartwood of the tree will burn out, leaving a healthy sapwood behind, and then the sapwood starts to heal over, like you're seeing this callus tissue healing over here. It'll heal over that burned out hollow core. It's really interesting, but we see it all over San Luis Obispo County. I think it's common in California, but yeah, there's a lot of big oak trees standing that are actually 50, 75% hollow on the inside because of old fires. Pretty amazing. All right, it's time. Don't worry, little guy, it's just gonna hurt for a minute. Yeah, we're being a next level tree doctor today. And so I'm gonna fire up the gun, turning my air pressure on. All right, so I got about 100 PSI here. I'm gonna crank that down a little bit. And now if you want to see how this works, get this on the right side here. You can watch this tube fill up with product when I push the trigger here. See it squirt? That was all cleaning solvent, by the way. And it fills up. So we're just pushing our solvent through right now. It's like we need a little more pressure. Because this hasn't turned dark blue yet. I'm going to purge this line. Okay, now we got a full dose. See that? It's blue. We're going to give each of these 25 little spots a dose. And yeah, maybe more than one. We'll see how it goes. And so I have 25 holes drilled for a 40-inch diameter tree. So that's about every 5 inches around the circumference. So that should be plenty. All right, here we go. All right, we got 2 in that guy. All right, we got a little bit of leakage here, so I'm just going to tighten up this little nut. Let's try that again. It's going in slow. A little leakage going on. All right, here we go. A little bit of a leakage problem there, so I think we're good now. By the way, the sun just popped out. Woohoo! See, that didn't hurt a bit. You're gonna thank me later. Don't worry, it hurts me more than it hurts you, I'm sure. Ooh, that one's not going in good. So what's going on there? We're gonna have to come back to that one for a second dose. Still got plenty of juice. It's a little tricky to get that right dead center in the middle of the little hole. Woo, get in there, baby. Oh yeah, sunshine. Looking good. Nope, doesn't want to take any more right there. So this is a big dead section, so I don't think there's a whole lot of live, healthy tissue there to take the product up. So we'll keep trying. Ooh, that shot right out the bark. You see that? Yeah, that's all dead. And that was a waste. Okay, yeah, this whole section's dead over here, so I don't have a lot of hope for that. Try here. Yep, shooting out the bark sideways. Maybe my little plug is not deep enough. Let's try to knock that guy in a little deeper. See if that helps. Nope. Doesn't like it. That's amazing. The others were great. Besides these couple here. All right, we're moving on. That was better, but it's still not taking it very well. Whew. Yeah, it's coming out the cracks in the bark. That's not good. Attaboy. That's what we like. That one's great. Yes. Good one. Beautiful. Zero leakage. Good one. I'm gonna put a third one on this guy because it's being my friend. Oh, this side's so much better. Awesome. Moving around. Going back in the dark here. All right, so we did round one. 75% or so of all the holes took the product just fine. So as I went around the tree, I realized that I wasn't using up a lot of the product. So I went ahead and gave it 2 or 3 injections, which is 5 milliliters each. So I think I'm gonna go back at the beginning again and see if I can pump some more into this side of the tree, because I have a lot more in the right side than I do the left side here. So just giving a little bit of time to settle in, and we'll give it another. All right. So yeah, while I'm waiting here, I want to talk about this little disease right here. See this nasty black gooey stuff that looks like tar? It's not tar, it's a bacterial disease, and it's called wetwood or slime flux. And it's super common on oak trees in California. You'll see it in the forest, and a lot of times there's no real reason for it. Maybe a wound, like this cavity here, but yeah, a lot of times it will start on the tree. It can infect other areas as it spreads around and oozes with rainfall or insects, and the insects like to drink it sometimes, so you'll find bugs in it. But anyway, this is a common fungus in California. I have tried treating it with various products and have not had much success, so you can try it, but yeah, it seems like there's not really a good cure for it. So good luck with that. If you find out any good solutions, please let me know in the comments. I'd appreciate it. Thank you. The mosquitoes found me. They are chowing me down here now. Okay, here we go for round 2. I'm gonna give these guys another shot or 2. There's not one anymore. Boy. Ooh, but just barely. Oop. Yeah, good one. Nice. That was good. Nope. First one, not the second one. Yeah, well, about done then. Try this one. Woo! Shot in the face. Not bad. Okay. I think we're gonna leave it right there. Pretty happy with that. We got a few more doses in there, and this guy should be good to go. Goodbye, beetles. Your time is up. All right, this is Next Level Arborist. Please like, subscribe, and I'd really appreciate it. We're gonna make a whole bunch more of educational arborist videos, and hopefully you got something out of this, maybe new information. If so, then please subscribe, and we'll dialogue and keep going, and I'd really appreciate it. Thank you. Have a good day. Can be really interesting to see if this tree survives, but right now it's not looking any worse than the other trees around it, other than all the bark beetle attack. So this native coast live oak forest, Quercus agrifolia forest, is they're all a little bit stressed, but doing pretty good. The main difference, I think, for this big guy, besides having a lot of deadwood in it and a lot of nasty stubs, is that the bark beetles at the base of it, it should be nice and clean and healthy like this one. So you can see the difference. This tree is super healthy, no stress at all. All right, so big guy, hang in there. Wish you all the best.